We tend to think that building wealth is all about spreadsheets, right? Secret formulas, complicated math. But what if the real key is something way more human? In this explainer, we're going to dig into the direct link between your social skills and your financial success. We're going to break down the exact kinds of interactions that can actually genuinely build wealth.
I mean, it's a crazy paradox when you think about it, right? Why aren't the smartest people always the richest? We all see it, these brilliant people who struggle, while others seem to build fortunes almost effortlessly. And the reason is, well, it's because wealth isn't just about some complex strategy. It really comes down to something much more fundamental, simply how we interact with other people.
And this quote right here, it just hits you with a totally new way of thinking. Every dollar you're ever going to earn will come from someone else's pocket. Wow, every single dollar, every opportunity, it starts with another person. Success is never a solo mission. It's more like an interactive sport. And if you want to win, you've got to master the art of dealing with people. It's as simple as that.
All right, so let's start climbing this social skills pyramid. We're going to start at the very bottom, the foundation. Because look, before you can ever hope to influence anyone else, it all, and I mean all, begins with how you value and present yourself. This is the absolute bedrock of everything else.
So, standing up for yourself. You might not think of this as a social skill, but trust me, it's the most fundamental one of all. In every single conversation, every meeting you're in, there's this silent negotiation happening under the surface. And it's not for money or resources. It's for something way more valuable. It's for respect.
And here's why this is so critical. Think about it. How you react when someone dismisses your opinion or just wastes your time. That reaction sets a precedent for every interaction after that. Now, this isn't about being aggressive or confrontational. It's about signaling, quietly but firmly, that you value your own worth. And you know what? High-level, successful people, they are constantly scanning for that signal. It's literally their filter for deciding who even belongs at the table with them.
Okay, let's move up to the next level of the pyramid and see how this all builds on itself. Once you've established that foundation of self-respect, then you can start building truly powerful one-on-one connections. This is where you start turning strangers into genuine allies.
Now let's talk about something most of us, let's be honest, we kind of dread: small talk. We all see it as this shallow waste of time, right? But that's just a myth. The reality is, it's a vital social tool. It's not actually about the weather or sports. It's about signaling to a total stranger, hey, I'm safe, I'm open, I'm looking for a point of connection. It's that essential first step on the bridge to building trust.
And that bridge to trust, well, it leads us directly to networking, another concept people get wrong all the time. Forget about just collecting a stack of business cards. That's not it. Real networking is about becoming a hub of value. You have to shift your entire focus from what can I get from this person to what value can I provide. You become the person who connects other people who can genuinely help each other.
And this quote just nails the essence of that power. Being the person who knows a guy is actually one of the most powerful positions you can be in. When you're known as that person, the connector, you literally become synonymous with progress and opportunity. And that kind of reputation, it's not just a social asset, it's a financial one that pays dividends again and again and again.
Okay, so we've handled the one-on-one skills. Now let's level up again and talk about group dynamics. This section is all about one thing: making the team win. This is where you learn how to navigate that inevitable friction that comes with groups and actually achieve really ambitious goals together.
A lot of people say they're team players, but what they often mean is they can tolerate other people in the room while they just do things their own way. But true collaboration, that's something much deeper. It's the really difficult, but absolutely essential skill of setting your own ego aside and focusing 100% on that shared outcome, making the team win.
And this right here is such a powerful mindset shift. In any kind of team conflict, what's our first instinct? We want everyone to agree, right? But let's be real, that's often impossible. And trying to get everyone to agree just leads to paralysis. The real goal, the strategic goal, isn't agreement. It's progress.
And this is the principle that unlocks that progress. It's a famous framework used by Jeff Bezos, and it's called Disagree and Commit. It's designed specifically to make sure that a healthy debate doesn't grind the whole organization to a halt. So, let's break down how it actually works.
Okay, so the process sounds simple, but it takes immense discipline. Step 1, you debate fully. Every viewpoint gets heard honestly and openly. Step 2, a decision is made. A single path forward is chosen. And then, here's the most crucial part. Step 3, everyone commits. Once that path is chosen, everyone, and I mean especially the people who disagreed, commits 100% to making it succeed. See, it's about aligning on action, not demanding that everyone aligns their opinions.
Negotiation is another one of these key team skills. But so many people think it's about winning a fight. It's not. A truly great negotiation is really just about clearly communicating the value you bring to the table. It forces you to actually quantify your value, which builds this incredible foundation of mutual understanding and respect. It replaces all that tension with pure clarity.
And now, we've reached the very peak of the pyramid, scaling your influence. These are the really high-level skills, the ones that allow you to create widespread impact, to move entire groups of people, and to truly make things happen on a massive scale. So, when you hear the word sales, what do you picture? Probably some pushy salesperson, right? But masterful selling is completely different. It's not about pushing, it's the art of guidance. It's about helping someone see a problem they have, maybe one they didn't even know they had, and then showing them a clear, logical path to a solution. And that path to yes, it follows a very specific psychological sequence. You're basically building a chain of beliefs in their mind. First, they have to believe the problem is real and worth solving. Second, they need to feel the urgency, that it's worth solving now. Third, they have to be convinced that your method for solving it makes the most sense. And finally, the last link in the chain, they have to believe that you are the person who can do it. And this doesn't just apply to selling a product. It works for selling a vision, a plan, or even just an idea to your own team.
Delegation. Okay, this is another one of those high-level skills. Look, anyone can just hand out tasks. That's easy. But masterful delegation, that's a true act of emotional intelligence. It's about deeply understanding the people you work with, their strengths, their weaknesses, what actually motivates them, so you can put the exact right person on the exact right task to get the absolute best result.
Oh, this quote just perfectly captures the power of one of the ultimate skills, public speaking. The world doesn't move for ideas, it moves for people who can make others believe in them. I mean, think about that. The world is full of great ideas. What it's short on is people who can get others to believe in them. And whether you're talking to one person or 1,000, that ability to captivate an audience and inspire them to action, that is the ultimate lever for making big things happen. And finally, let's look at a skill you might not have even considered, interviewing. And I'm not just talking about for a job. This is the art of asking questions that actually make the other person think in completely new ways. So instead of asking, "What are your goals?" you might ask something like, "What would have to be true for you to 10 times your goals?" See the difference? When you do that, you don't just get information. You actually co-create new ideas with them and earn their trust instantly.
And that brings us to the final, and maybe the most crucial point. New ideas are what create wealth. It's that simple. And by mastering this art of asking really great questions of other people, but also of yourself, you put yourself in a position where you are constantly, always, just one great question away from your next breakthrough.
So we've gone on quite a journey, huh? All the way from the foundation of self-respect to the peak of scaling your influence. And what it all comes down to really is the quality of our interactions and the quality of our questions. So I'll just leave you with this final thought, which is really more of a question for you. After everything we've just talked about, what is the one great question you need to ask yourself next?